the situation has not changed. What changed is the intensified shelling and bombing of the civilians in Gaza. Now it's less intense, but the killing is almost every day. Not almost, it's every day. The borders are still closed, the aid is not in, and even with the few trucks that they get in, they're not responding to the needs of the people. For instance, they get trucks of mobile phones, but not food and not medicine. They get into Gaza something that we called an engineering of the starvation. So, for instance, they might let in all the ingredients to make cake, but not the food that the body needs. But having all this available, it's very important also to note that the cash is not available. So the ability of people to purchase food is very limited, very scarce. The healthy food is hardly available. The clean drinking water is not available. The health system has collapsed and there is no reviving of it. Actually, it fed into the huge despair within the Gazans that they're left alone and no one is looking at them. And media is not really focusing on them, and this is the worst thing to happen. You can see in the French media, they hardly report the atrocities, or they hardly report the suffering of the Gazans. So now everything happens in the dark, but continues. I think our journalists are very tired. They're continuing to document all the war crimes committed by Israel. They're committed to also focus on even the very nice aspects and the resilience of the people in Gaza. But I feel with them. They're tired, they're frustrated, and they're saying, we've been reporting for 2 years and nothing has changed. So continuing the reporting, how would this affect the situation in Gaza? But yet they don't have the luxury to stop. So they're continuing their reporting. If we want to talk about peace, first we shouldn't forget that the genocide in Gaza was an outcome of more than 70 years of injustice. They shouldn't deal with the Palestinians and Israelis as if we're talking about two equal parties that are in conflict or in war. No, this is not the situation. There is an asymmetry that should be recognized by whoever wishes to be the broker for peace. What's more important to Palestinians in order to achieve peace is actually to recognize the right of Palestinians for self-determination. I don't care if this is a state or 2 states or 3 states or non-state. This is not the question. The question, do Palestinians have the right to self-determination? Do we have the right to cry and to shout and to be angry and to resist and to say, hey, stop it? I think everybody understands. If you want stability in the region, if you want peace in the region, and not only on the Palestinian-Israeli level, the Palestinian-Israeli conflict should be addressed according to the international law and the human rights treaties. A final message to the civil society in France, in Europe, and all over the world: don't stop mobilizing, don't stop educating, don't stop talking about the Palestinians. Many of them, they simply relaxed with the so-called ceasefire. We ask them, we urge them not to relax, actually to work more, documenting the crimes, talking about the people, talking about the suffering, but also talking about the resilience and the hopes is very important. So education for the population in Europe and France is very important, because what we saw in the solidarity movement, it was human solidarity. People were affected by what they have seen on their screens, and they didn't want to see any more of the blood and the suffering. But it wasn't political solidarity. And, and at this point, this is the time for the civil society for political education. So it's not a humanitarian issue when it comes to Palestine and Gaza in particular. It's a political issue. And the masses should understand that, and they should understand what Palestinians need. Yes, today we need emergency support, we need food, we need aid, we need medicine, etc. But it's not a humanitarian cause, it's a political cause. We need solidarity, we need political decisions, we need uh, the world to come back to, not back because it was never the case, but the world to come to its senses and provide justice to Palestinians.